What's going on, YouTube? Tom here, and today I got another subject for you all. So that is our good old friends over at Tesla. So, y'all might know Tesla is coming out with, in the next few years, a semi-truck, another Tesla Roadster. They are projected to hit the full production of the Model 3 soon. And then they're going to be coming out with, allegedly, a pickup truck. Now, I started doing some investigation on this, and I figured I'd make a little vlog about it. As someone who owns a pickup truck as my daily driver, I figured I feel like I was the right person to make this, and I saw some problems with the Tesla truck already. Now, first of all, I just want to say this. All we know is that it's possibly in the works. So we don't know anything about the looks, we don't know anything about the price, we don't know anything about the truck itself at all, other than possibly Tesla's going to make one. So I've noticed a few problems with it already. Hasn't even come out yet, and realistically, already got some problems. So, problem number one I see is, can Tesla even get the market share? Now, anyone in America probably already knows how this works. You've got the pickup truck market in America, which is dominated by the big three. Realistically speaking, the big two. You do have a third involved. So, obviously, number one, you've got the Ford F-150. Number two, you have the Chevy Silverado. And then, realistically, GM in some years is number one if you count the GMC Sierra combined with the Silverado, because they are the same thing. And then number three, you've got the Ram 1500. You know, you got your big three. So, these three trucks account for almost 2.5 million car sales in America. So, realistically speaking with Tesla, you've got the number three in that, the Ram 1500. It already sells more than the Model 3 has sold and probably will be selling for the next 2 years. So, for Tesla to make sales numbers, they've honestly got to step up the production. And the big question is, how are they going to do that if the Model 3 that was supposed to be out in 2016, here now going into 2018, is just now starting to get customer deliveries? So right there, you got a problem. Can Tesla even keep up with the production of this truck? And the reality is, it's going to be tight. So they would have to obviously put in a whole new factory just for the truck production if they're even going to sell it in numbers. And then can they even keep up with the battery production, too? That's the big one. That's a big limiting factor. Second problem I see with Tesla is the price. Teslas right now are not very cheap. And I know the Model 3 starts at $35,000. Well, okay, how many people are going to seriously consider buying a complete, stripped-out Model 3? And the reality is not many people are buying these cars at $35,000. More of them are probably buying them at $50,000. And then, of course, it's supposed to be based on the Model X, and the Model X's base model is $70,000. It just goes up from there. You know, actually, I think it's even closer to $80,000. So, the reality is, it's going to be a lot of money. And, of course, the big question is also a Tesla in price is, Tesla's known to put the so-called innovation for the sake of just doing it. And I find fault with that, because it makes the price go up. Look at the Model X, for example. Look at me, I'm a Tesla. The doors go up, and it's like, oh, wait a minute here. The doors go up for what reason? The windshield slopes really far back, and the doors go up. And you know, Tesla owners will be like, oh, look how innovative this is. And the reality is you can't even put a roof rack on it. It almost defeats the purpose of having an SUV. So it's great stuff, but realistically, that's just going to drive the price of a truck up, and then it's going to be too expensive for anyone to really want to buy anyway. So that's a bit of a problem, is that you're going to end up paying so much more for a whole lot less. And also, going back to the whole Big Three example, well, you look at why the Ford F-150 sells so well. You get a motor, transmission, a pickup bed, some combination of cab between 2 and 4 doors, and really, what else do you need? It's widely configurable, you get everything you need. It's a simple formula that's worked for years. If you know, Ford decided to go to aluminum, and it was a huge deal in the pickup market because all of a sudden, went to aluminum. It was another big deal when Ford decided to go to a turbocharger. Ram decided to come out with a diesel engine, and all of a sudden that was a big deal. Pickup buyers don't like change. Tesla needs to just step off in the innovation. They need to make like a Model 3 type truck first. Give people what they want, which is something simple. And obviously, it needs to be affordable. Because price-wise, it already sounds to me like this truck is going to end up competing with like a loaded, whatever these fancy truck trims are, like the Ram Limited, the Ford F-150 Platinum, the Chevy High Country, GMC Denali, etc. It's going to compete with those when it reality should be competing with the cheaper ones, because not as many people are buying these luxury trucks. And then, of course, I see another huge problem. This is going on Tesla in general. Is for the big pickup market in the U.S. is Texas. Known fact, like a quarter of all the sales of trucks end up getting sold in Texas in the U.S. They've done Texas edition of basically all the big three, and even Toyota has done Texas edition trucks. It's the big sales market, so obviously you gotta have that sales market, sales to make profit, everything. And guess what state conveniently doesn't like Tesla right now? Texas. It's because Tesla's whole independent dealer network. In Texas, when you want to get a Tesla, you have to go to a showroom that's owned by Tesla, order the car, and it gets shipped in from California. It's like you can't, one does not simply walk into a dealer in Texas and pick up a Tesla. And that's another thing I don't think people are going to like. It's like, I think that's a big problem. Is on top of that, in Texas is going to see it as a big threat. Because, of course, Texas, they love their trucks, and so that's a big part. And then, kind of the final point I'll make is, again, we don't know what it's going to look like. Now, as I mentioned, you got the big three. They're still making, your boxy, square, body-on-frame trucks. So, again, just like that, owners might not like the look of it. People say, well, I like the look of my American truck better. Again, pickup buyers are very picky, and I think they're also very brand loyal. So even Chevy versus GMC loyalty is a big deal, and that's the same truck. Everyone knows it's the same thing except for them, apparently. Don't ask me why that is. So, first of all, the looks are going to alienate people, because I think realistically Tesla's not going to make it look like a truck. They're probably going to it's not probably going to end up being closer to a Ridgeline, and the butt of many pickup jokes is the Ridgeline. So, Tesla, if anything, needs to make it look like a truck. And then for two, again, the brand loyalty. You're trying to convince these brand loyal people. Like I've told people multiple times, like when they ask me, well, would I ever buy this truck? No, I'm gonna buy another Toyota if I ever replace my Tacoma. I'm brand loyal too. Would I buy a Tesla? Sure, if the price was right and I saw that electric vehicles were actually going to be the future. I still don't think they are. More on that later. But you got to convince these people to just suddenly quit their brand loyalty and buy another truck. And my final point, as I just mentioned, I still don't think EVs are the future. It's just, it turns into a debate with people about how the so-called environmental aspects, they're actually just not that great for the environment. Anybody who says an EV is good for the environment honestly does not know what they're talking about. Now, they're not wrong because they are good. The car is zero emissions. They're good for cities. But the problem is, as a whole, there's more carbon goes into making them than it would be over the life cycle of just a standard gas engine car. So the problem is, you buy yourself the Tesla, parts have been shipped all over the place. It's got been all that lithium ion battery material has been mined. Right there you got all that equipment. And then on top of that, recycling lithium-ion batteries is a huge environmental nightmare right now. So EVs are not actually better for the environment over their entire life cycle. So I always seem to have to argue with people about that. They say how great they are. Fine, your cost of ownership might be less in the long run. That I see potentially becoming a thing. Or, again, the inevitable, we will run out of oil and we need a better source of fuel for cars. Hey, why not electric? But I just don't see it as, it's not the environmental safe way. It's the engineering way, not the environmental way. So again, just if an American-made pickup truck is better for the environment, which over the long run, I just don't see Tesla being practical because of that. And so anyway, let me know in the comments below what you all think of the future Tesla truck. Because I know I've gotten a lot of people saying that I should have bought a Tesla instead of a Mustang. Well, either way, now's your chance to tell me I should buy a Tesla truck instead of another Tacoma. Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. We've got more automotive-related content coming. Now that winter is slowly leaving, I should be able to start actually making some actual vlogs again instead of just the opinions inside the truck here. Anyway, take care. Have a good day.